Can ghosts do that even? Okay, we're going to be talking about some unusual phenomena, so if you like true ghost stories, well, come on in and let's tell them. Hello, my spooky friends. I hope you're having a great day, and I've got some unusual things to talk about, specifically smells. I've had a couple of experiences, but not like these. Oh, Scully says hi. He's kind of like the strong, silent type, but he does have his opinions. So just ignore all the background chatter. Watch it. Okay, let's dive in. When my daughter was 3, she would tell me it smells like when daddy drinks beer all the time. And you gotta love kids, right? They're very honest. I didn't smell anything, and he wasn't a big drinker. The owner of the house came to do a walkthrough for our security deposit because we had bought our house, and I mentioned it to him. He said it was a tavern when the house was built. Oh, okay. Well, that explains the beer smell. It's not daddy, honey. It's the ghost. Yeah, y'all try that line sometime. See if it works. Okay, here's another one. I smelt Dad's fresh pipe tobacco in my room while in bed reading. Dad had just passed away. I didn't make the connection for a while, though. I was quizzing the other people in the house about who's keeping tobacco in the house when nobody smokes. Then I remembered when I was about 4 years old, I used to love the smell of fresh pipe tobacco and always asked if I could smell the tin as soon as Dad opened it. Good one, Dad. Okay, I love this one. First of all, I love the smell of like pipe tobacco and pipes. Some cigars smell good, but mostly pipes. Oh my gosh. And I was the same way. Like when I would be around someone as a kid and they would open that tin first thing, it just, especially like that cherry tobacco. It was great. So I guess Dad just wanted to bring you a happy memory to let you know that he's right there watching you. Which I'm not sure what they watch us do. I don't know. Sometimes that gets a little spooky. But we're talking about happy smells. I've had a lot of experience with glass. Glass, okay. The first time I was sat in my kitchen at my PC under my open plan stairs when glass flew over my head and shattered everywhere, but none of it hit me. My husband came running into the kitchen to see what had happened. At first, we couldn't figure out what it was. We found out it was the glass from the extractor fan over my oven. Oh my God, how does that Look, how does that shatter? Okay. Surely if this was a fall, it would simply drop, not fly totally across the room. Yes. Yes. The second time I stood at the sink washing up and the cooker door exploded. What? Oh my God. No. Look. Nuh-uh. I always thought the door was metal with glass to look through. Turns out it wasn't, but the cooker wasn't even on. So how did the glass shatter? Third time, I bought a nativity set in a store just before Christmas. It was only 50, is that pence? I don't know. 50p. I put it on top of the TV, sat down with all the family. Shortly after, it raised from the TV, came across the room, and dropped at my feet. Oh, heck no. No, no, honey. All the family witnessed it. Look, I don't know what this thing is with glass, but no. The fourth time, I'd walk past a shelf and glasses would fall to the floor behind me. Even customers were baffled and witnessed it. Many more things have happened, but yet no glass has ever hit me. Could anyone throw any light on why? The light I got to throw on there is, I don't know. You need to get rid of this glass throwing ghost. I mean, that could be dangerous. What if somebody else walking behind you? I don't know. That's weird. I had that happen one time when I had a witness with me. I was in like an industrial kitchen and a glass came flying off a top shelf and across the room. Okay, it was on this side of the room. The room was pretty big, and it flew across the room to that side and dropped on the floor and broke. So it was not a natural thing. Okay, it would fall off the shelf right at the bottom. So I know what you're talking about. I don't know what mine was either, but that's the only time that happened. Does anybody have any suggestions on why this is happening? I was falling asleep with my newborn in my arms and I heard someone shout my name and I woke up immediately. Well, yeah. Thankfully, my newborn was fine. I like to think it was a guardian angel that woke me up. I like to think so too. Um, because, you're not supposed to sleep with a baby in your arms because you can easily roll over on them. So, yeah, I'm going to go with guardian angel. And that is a cool story. I have a music box clown doll, and she gives off energy. Okay, I'm not into dolls. No dolls for me. She randomly goes off. She has a crack that started growing. It wasn't there when I got her. When I first got her, my large mirror shattered. Oh my gosh. Like the doll comes in and then your mirror. Oh no. And a few weeks ago, I started having sleep paralysis that has a bad energy. Oh, I've had that before. No, oh, no. They come even when I'm still awake before I sleep. I haven't dealt with sleep paralysis since I was 2 to 5 years old. Spirits have always been attracted to me, but she's different and she gives off bad energy. I feel as if I'm being watched. I hear multiple distorted voices, feel things standing over me. Oh, Lord. I feel my bed dip down by a heavy weight. Mm-mm. I'll feel and hear something breathing over me onto my cheek and neck. No! No breathing. No feet. No. I've heard heavy running down the stairs like a full-grown man in the middle of the night. I have no idea if someone will read this, but please, if someone has answers or if you have questions, ask. I have more things that have happened with her, but this is long enough. Oh, wow. Exorcism. That's what I say in all these videos. Y'all, get your house exorcised. I know it's hard to find a good exorcist, but still. That is what is called for in this situation. Boy, okay, I lived in an apartment. Doesn't matter how long ago. My family are cultural. They believe each person will be visited by this thing one at a time. They call it the Soultaker. Oh no. Oh, I don't like where this is going. Testing of the soul is what he really does. Meaning, how strong is your faith? Here goes the story. The first night, I took my medicine and went to bed. At 4 a.m., I woke up abruptly with something holding me down. Couldn't scream for help, couldn't move. One thing I could do was move my eyes. It was dark and I didn't see anything. The power, the force, and the strength of this thing. I was sinking in the bed. And then it was gone. Ran downstairs to tell my child's father, and of course he says it was just a dream. The non-believers. By the end of this story, it will make a believer out of you. Yeah, because some people are going to say that's sleep paralysis, but not always. If you remember in the beginning of the story, we all will be visited one time in our life. Let's move on. The second night. Let me give some understanding. 7 days it took God to make the world. Sunday is God's day. By the 7th day, if it succeeds, remember, good and evil are at war. Okay? So it has 7 days to succeed. So that means like you're visited 7 times? Oh no. No. I don't like that culture. I'm sorry. Back to the story. The second night I was asleep with the light on this time. 4 a.m. It was like when they bring you back in the hospital. That pressure to explain how powerful it was. The same routine, only I could move my eyes. I thought I was dying. This time I couldn't breathe. I am not going to go all the way to 7th day. We didn't make it that far. Well, I guess you survived it, so. The next day I spoke to a confidant to find out what I was dealing with about the situation. Simply this: she said weakness is what it seeks. If it hasn't taken your soul by the first night, you have help and you are protected. So she told me, just think, don't say. In the name of Jesus. So that last final night at 4 a.m., the same routine. I did what she said. I'm going to try to explain the pressure of the release of this thing. It was like tornado air coming out of me. So, by the way, I haven't seen or heard from it since, but I have heard stories. Wow. So you went through 3 nights of the, okay, like a tornado. Yeah, that, oh, yeah. I don't know, what culture this is. I mean, are we all tested in some way? But I'm just saying, she says weakness is what it seeks. And if it hasn't taken you by the first night, then you're protected and you have help. But buddy, I need some protection and help that first night. Could I get a little angelic help around here? I'm just saying. Wow. What a story. My childhood was spent in a small village, population of 87. Wow, that is small. That's microscopic. Our house was built in 1920. In my bedroom, in the closet, was a small door called a cubby hole. Yeah, we had that. I guess it is like a little attic or something used for storage. My whole childhood, I was petrified and would wake up screaming and running across the hall through 2 more bedrooms to my parents' room where I had a little bed for when I got scared. My cousins told me when I was maybe 5 that there were Indians in the cubbyhole waiting to get me, so I would always have dreams that Indians were trying to unalive me. Oh God, kids, right? I spent years afraid of them, not knowing I was Cherokee myself. One day in 1989, Mama and I went to yard sales with my aunt, as we did most Saturdays. I love me some yard sales. There was a lady giving away kittens. I begged Mama for a kitten until she gave in. I chose a white kitten with a gray patch on top of its head. I named her Tammy. Aw, Tammy. Due to the obsession with the movie Quarterback Princess with Helen Hunt. When we went to bed that night, we locked all 3 doors downstairs and the garage door. To get to my parents' room, you had to go up some creaky, steep stairs, turn left, go through one locked bedroom door, and then go left again to their locked bedroom door. Their doorknob was locked and also had another lock at the top on the inside. That's to keep y'all kids out. The night I got Tammy, I slept in their room. I woke up in the middle of the night and saw a tall Indian chief wearing a full headdress, fringed buckskin pants, and shirt. He was in the doorway. He was so tall he had to bend down to step into the room. He bent down and picked up my kitten. He looked up at me, then turned around and left. I woke up the next morning thinking it was just one of my terrifying dreams. Up until the day we moved out in 1993, Tammy was never found, and I never saw another Indian after. Oh my gosh, so you traded Tammy for, oh my gosh, for the nightmares. Oh my gosh. That's weird, though. They say cats are very protective, like they can see into the spirit realm and all that, but that is very weird. Poor Tammy. You can't have my kitten. No! Fast forward to 2022, 1,000 miles away, I was in a very, complicated relationship. Been there, done that. I won't put you through the details. One day he opened up to me. He told me that his younger years were haunted by an Indian. He said it started around 1989. I thought it was a crazy coincidence, as he knew nothing of my childhood. He went on and said something I can't remember, but my eyes got wide and my jaw dropped. I asked him to describe the chief that taunted him. He described the same Indian chief to a T that I saw take my kitten. I told him my experience and told him it all stopped in 1989. Johnny told me his descendants were Sioux. With more research through the years, I learned my great-grandfather was full-blooded Cherokee and my aunt was a descendant of Chief Sitting Bull. cool is that? One day while searching online, we both stopped frozen. We both instantly started shaking. Before I could get a word out, Johnny told me it was the picture of the chief he saw for so long. Sioux Chief Stinking Bear. Stinking Bear? Stinking Bear. I'm gonna have to look that up. Is there a Chief Stinking Bear? Wait a second. I'm gonna look. It is Stinking Bear. Oh my god. What do you have to do to get a name like Stinking? Oh, I don't know if I feel. I don't. I kind of feel bad. Like, what a name. Here comes old Stinking Bear. No. Oh, I don't know. Was that a good thing? Was that an honor? I don't know. It sounds horrible. Okay. The chief. Okay. But back to the story. The chief that took my Tammy so many years ago wearing the exact same clothes and headdress. Oh my god. So, Stinking Bear, sorry, I can't get through this, took Tammy and in lieu of that, quit terrorizing your dreams. Wow. Okay, you know what? I am part Sioux Indian, and so, nothing against the Sioux. I have that heritage too, but still, the name, and the Tammy. Oh, wow. Wow. You know, it would have been even weirder. Like, what if you saw a picture of him holding a white kitten with a gray spot? Oh, that would be crazy. My aunt saw a real-life Indian chief in her kitchen one night when she went to get a drink. She said he was in full headdress, etc., and so handsome. I bet it wasn't Stinking Bear. She turned around in shock, and when she looked again, he was gone. My aunt saw a medium who said her guardian angel is a red Indian. My aunt has no connection with red Indians at all, but feels really comforted to know this. She has found feathers at strange times. So your aunt was like seeing this really hot Native American. Feathers, does that mean he's around you and visiting you? I don't know. We're done with Stinking Bear. Let's go on. I have a story like this a little. I saw a vision of a man, a Hispanic man, when I was holding my boyfriend at the time. The man had a mustache and was wearing a very descript blue overalls. I decided bravely to tell him about it and asked him if it was someone he recognized. He was like, Amanda, that is what my dad looked like in one of the only pictures I've ever seen of him. I had never seen these pictures, and his father was deceased. Wow. So, he was just, hanging out. He's like, you gonna introduce me to your girlfriend? I don't know. But that's really cool. You could describe him, and you've never seen the pictures. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? A woman I know was in her garden, and she saw that there was a party going on at the castle. Oh, you've got a castle by you. How cool is that? She has a view of a local abandoned castle you can hire for events. Oh, I'd love to see that. And she had a wedding to plan, so the next day she went up to ask them about the function suite where all the orange lights and music were coming from. The woman said there had been no event and asked her to show her where the windows were. She led the staff woman around to the side of the castle that's visible from her garden. It's just a ruin, no electricity. Well, somebody in that castle is partying, and I want to know why you weren't invited. Maybe you were. Maybe that's what that was about. Like, you see the lights, like, woo, it's party time. Maybe next time go over there and see what's going on. Ain't no party like a ghost party, I guess. I don't know. I've never been to a ghost party. But hey, an abandoned castle, I would try it. I would. I'd walk myself right up there. Okay, we've got time for one more. Before I got into this current job, I worked in special education. One of the students didn't have a strong support system at home and was being raised by a single mother who, for whatever reason, did not have a lot of time with him. one of his classes, he needed to do a report about the history of someone or something in our valley. So I took him on myself to contact Silver City Ghost Town and ask about the history of the buildings they had. The owner, hey, 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 I don't know, hey, said he had information about a family who had a long, amazing history in our area. He told me to meet him at his office at 7 p.m. So I took the student with the mother's permission to see Jay. What, Jay? Oh, yeah. Okay. To see Jay. Not hey. Okay. It all rhymed. I didn't mean to do that. All right, let's go see Jay. We walked up to the open door, but it was locked. We began knocking, thinking that maybe it was locked because he was in the back. We knocked and waited, nothing. Then I went to knock, and we both heard a little girl laughing. We looked at each other, stunned. I asked him, "Did you hear that?" And he said yes, he did. We stood there about 10 minutes listening to this little girl run around and laugh. The owner finally came walking around the corner and apologized for being late. I said, "You must have locked someone inside." Then I told him what happened. He told me that every morning when he comes in to open, he has antiques, books, chairs, and other things stacked in the middle of the floor. The student I was with was ready to go after that. So we got the information and left. I'm not sure if he told his mom what happened, but even after I helped him and got the information he needed, he failed. Oh no, that's terrible. You see a ghost and you still fail your project. Oh man, that's a bummer. Okay, I hope you enjoyed these stories. If you do, hit the like, subscribe. I want to hear from you. Do you have any paranormal stories or, whatever kind of experiences? You can comment below. You can find me on Facebook at avalon.cottage, or you can email at avaloncottage@gmail.com. I really want to hear from you. Don't forget that subscribe button. And in this world of strange events, remember to stay spooky. See you next time. Bye-bye.